Hello everybody, I don't know if you can see that, but it's a 6305-NR-C3. That is the bearing that gets slid onto here. And I don't know if it's going to go on. Probably have to put it in the press. I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to put a socket on that and put it in the press, get that seated. Then we'll pop the gear onto there. I'll be back in a sec. Well, I wanted to show you what I did here. I got 5/8 long bearings instead of the 1/2 inch long. And I think it's going to work out fine, but we really won't know for sure until we get all this mess in there. That can't be that difficult. You'd think you could do that with one hand, but it's really not that bad. But we'll take that new shaft. Actually, I'm going to put just a drop of oil on that stuff, I guess. Of course, that shaft itself is it's only rocks, so it's not like it's a high-speed item, but we'll put a little bit on it anyway. Give me a place to put that can out of the way. So yeah, I was pretty happy. Those little 1/2 inch bearings there came early. They weren't supposed to be here until on Monday. That right there is it. Huh. Now why? Oh, it ain't down all the way. Okay. It just looks like it. Still can go a little further. There we go. Bottomed out now. Now we will see if everything misses. Off camera, I press that bearing on. Put the gear on, got a cotter pin in it. Oh, a little more oil here on the snout. Because that does take right off and go as soon as you start the tractor. So I'm going to just a drop down that front. Let's see now, I do have the thrust washer, yeah. We can run a little oil on that later. Okay, so now a little further. Almost there. Beautiful. Is there flush? Now, make sure everything's going to miss. That's going to miss. Yeah, that little bit of extra length doesn't interfere with anything, which is a good thing. Yeah. Yes, sir. That's going to work just snazzy. So, of course, these things are pretty simple. We've got a new seal already put in. Let's see now, we've got a Yeah, we can put this in anytime. I guess we'll do that after. This one here is kind of odd. You got to drop the pin cotter pin down through the shank there. There's no head on that. But we can get that in after. Pretty sure. Oh. There we go. We've got to remember this little bushing. And somewheres in all this mess, which we're getting less of all the time, is one of the keys right there. I need a 7/16. Yep. I'll be back in a minute. Well, I got back here. Had to put that cotter pin in right there and put this spring in because you can't get it on after, and I happened to think of it there. So we'll snug this up. See how everything works. Beautiful. Push that back where it belongs. Yeah. Works just like it's supposed to. So we got 2 cotter pins in there like we're supposed to. These here we have to adjust later. So the only other thing we have to do now is just put this cover on the governor. Make sure there's no dust on that. I gotta go clean me a couple of bolts and I'll be back. Well, we're back over here at the tractor now. We're gonna see if we can't get this governor back in. Oh. That gasket dropped, I figures. Gonna have to get a needle nose, I guess. I'll see if we can pick this thing up a little bit. Huh, that's odd. Let's see here. I got one started, that's a good thing. Yeah, I'll go get the ratchet and the socket and I'll put this in from the bottom. Now this bottom one here might be a challenge. It's hard to see, but it goes right there. We'll see if the gasket's all lining up. Oh, piece of cake. Going right in. There we go. Snug that up. Get the top snug. Really not much to putting these governors on and off. Now, snug that bottom up. Beautiful. Now, we can take this off. Beautiful. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit. Well, first thing we're going to do here is get the carburetor on, which these M carburetors are kind of a pain in the ass, but there we go. My fuel shut off on this tractor just doesn't quite work 100%, so it always drips. See if we can stop that. Yeah, I'll have to slide that back later, I guess. Oh. I'm gonna go get me another wrench. I'll be back. Well, I don't know how good you're gonna be able to see this, but we'll sneak this in through here. Run that in through like so. We're going to have to loosen up the other tower here so we can move that forward. Because that'll move forward a little bit. Usually people put that in all at the same time, but you know, it's a pain in the ass. Let's say she's all in. There's only one thing I didn't do though. I didn't put the daggone gasket on that. Huh, I'll be right back. I do have the gasket. So we'll try that once more. Nope, not hooked up this time. Yeah, that right there should go right about there. Come on. It's not that difficult, really. There we go. So once that's all hooked up, so that you know it's hooked in, you can tell because it won't move the butterfly correctly. Got these 2 screws that go in there. Oh, that feels good. And then we can put this mid piece on, the tower. Imagine that. Beautiful. Now I'll go get a screwdriver and tighten those up. Okay, so we've got the throttle all set. And well, that right there wide open. And this right here wide open. Those are supposed to go in together with a pin. That's got to come up more. Get that down out of the way. Spin that up 2 or 3 turns. Yeah, might have gone one too many. And it's just a skosh high. Maybe it was pretty close to right. Well, I'm going to put a nut on that. Snug that up. If I can do it without dropping it. Well, I got to get another pair of pliers. So this pin, if you're very careful and start it on this half, and then swing it in that little recess right there, you can put it in backwards so that you can have access to the cotter pin, which I like the idea of. There we go. That way that don't stick up and it can't catch on nothing. So all we got to do now is put the top on. Somebody did me quite a favor. They cut this pipe and put a compression fitting in there. that kind of stinks. That thing's got so much tension on it, it doesn't want to start.
Hey, babe.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I just put some more wood in the fire.
Cool.
It's all out.
I bet.
Yeah.
So we're just finishing this little governor assembly.
Oh, yeah.
So
Nice.
simple but a pain.
Yeah. Little.
Yeah, let's just get everything together, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway,
What's this down the top?
there's your power steering.
It is?
Yeah, this here, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
It's like the cat's meow.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Does that go easy?
Yeah, I'm going to frig with that with a longer screwdriver later, but anyway, it's in there. So.
I got it a stuff.
Good. Okay, so you saw how I balanced out the top up here. We just held the throttle wide open and picked up this mess in here as far as it would travel. And we set it so that the pin went through with a neutral. Didn't have to force it either way. Now right now I'm at a dead idle. And that just hits. So that's actually where it's supposed to be. So now I got to pull it full throttle. And we'll see if it, at full throttle, if the other one touches. If it does, we're pretty close. So, and that one is not touching. So what we're going to do, got to loosen it there, not tighten it up. This is supposed to go in at full throttle and just touch. There, I'm going to fire this thing up real quick. We'll put just a little bit of oil in there. There, that should be everything that needs lubrication. And that'll probably sling a little bit, so I'm actually going to move you a little bit. And we'll see if this thing will fire up and if the throttle responds at all. So if you got sensitive hearing, you may want to turn your volume down because it's got no stack on it right now. So we'll see here what happens. Neutral. Oh, shoot. I didn't have the choke hooked up. Probably won't need it anyway. Turn the battery on. We are going to call that a win. Beautiful. Look at all the oil flying in there. That's what we want. So Anyway, I got to get a little floor dry down here. And that is a nice working governor. That's never worked that good. Yeah, I shut that off just as the oil was coming through. Good thing. Yeah, so anyway, I don't know what was binding, but all the time we've had this, we never could get it to respond to the throttle settings. You know, you'd have to pull it 3 inches up there to get it to all of a sudden go. It's obvious with all the cleaning, new shafts, new bearings. It's working perfect now. Real happy with it. So, hope you enjoyed. I'm not going to set the governor as far as RPM till next summer when I can get it outside, because we're in a closed shop here. And actually, I'm going to quit for the night anyway. And that way, what little bit of fumes are down here, I don't have to breathe them for the next half hour or an hour. So, anyway, I hope that might have helped somebody. And later on, you know, if you do one of these yourself, this bolt right here, if you put it full throttle and it's turning too hard, all you do is screw it in a little bit and it decreases it. And if it's not turning hard enough, you can back it up a little bit and let it travel further. But you may have to actually adjust your throttle rod up here. This one happens to act like it's just about perfect. So anyway, hope you enjoyed, and hit the like button. Don't hesitate to subscribe. We'll have more coming.